the street, and they were making us all aware of the fact that they had oversold or over given away the orange section.
Right.
I was standing literally on the street next to a kiosk that they have at the Capitol.
Okay.
And suddenly this lady comes by and she goes, excuse me. And I'm like, there's nowhere for her to go. And she's
Right.
like, well, she was pushing by just to get in front of us, literally, and there was nowhere to go.
Doesn't work
we
like
were
that.
we were on the curb. If we stepped forward, we were told to get out of the street, so
Yeah.
we couldn't go anywhere. Well, she managed to elbow past us, and Jimmy's very affable and very nice to her. And I'm going pushy. I said, pushy lady, and pushy lady does this move. And if this bitch thinks for 1 second that she's getting away with this, she wasn't with me.
Right.
And what the move is, she's got an older child that's with her there. She pushes through, and as soon as she literally elbows and stands in front of me and Jimmy, she goes, "Look at that, Jesse," or whatever. Right. Look at how beautiful that is.
Diversion.
And I'm like, diversion.
Yeah.
Diversion. And you
Sleight
think,
of hand.
You think you're pulling that off?
Yeah,
You
right.
incredible. Oh, she's
Wow.
this skanky, haggy lady, and she was loud and obnoxious.
How did you know she was from Chicago?
Because we had a conversation.
Oh, that's nice.
Because she was like, going,
Welcome to our city.
and she looks at me and she goes, "Isn't this amazing?" And I looked her dead in the eye and said, "I don't really think so."
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I was
Yeah, you
really,
tell her.
I was just really pissed at her.
Yes, of
I was
course.
tired of just going through all this crap. I was tired of people's the stupid thumb that it was down there. And I could lie to you. And people might be saying, "Oh, you're really missing the point." No, I was in the middle of the throng.
Yeah.
I was window decoration for what is a really nice sea of humanity going all the way back to the
Yeah.
Washington Monument. I'm happy for that. For that to be a part of that it made it look good. That's great. Personally, the experience would have been better if I'd be able to listen to the president without, my dogs hurting and just sitting there and doing that. And so when this lady, I meant it sincerely when the lady said this. So we ignore her, but she's pushy and she's loud.
Right.
Suddenly, this lovely little lady of African-American descent who sounded to me a little bit like Louise Jefferson from the Jeffersons.
Okay.
So she
And I
was
mean that
boxed.
only in the nicest way.
Very
but she had
boxed.
kind of a rough voice
Gotcha.
like that.
Yeah. All right.
She had that rough voice. And I didn't see what was going on, but they get into it, and she said, Don't shove me.
Yeah.
Don't shove me."
Ah.
And I'm like going, and the lady from Chicago goes, "I wasn't shoving you. I wasn't. You were shoving me." Yeah, and then all of a sudden you hear this.
Oh, nice.
The little lady that looked like Louise took the lady that looked like the Hagisha and literally shoved her like up in the air hard.
Wow.
Wow,
Like, she
that's
went-
terrific. Now you can't tell me
That's the
inauguration
Chicago
day.
way.
You can't tell me the day wasn't worth
You
it
don't,
now.
you don't see that every day.
That was my most pleasant moment of the inauguration.
They didn't have that on NBC.
It was delightful, and I looked around, and I turned to Louise, and I said, "Yep, you're right, pushy lady, yeah, you're right about that." And
Cool.
made some friends,
Made a friend.
at that moment. And
The
it was
police
just-
report states Mike O'Mara, Chicago lady shoved
so,
her first.
This jockey Mike O'Mara.
As we're across the street, right after this happens, suddenly they say, "Okay, you can cross the street." Well, thank you, guys. Good security. Stampede.
Of course.
Stampede with little kids and everything else, and it was really
that's scary.
It was a scary moment,
stuff,
and there were several of those. And once you got through it, it was cool. The thing that was scary about me was just being in the middle of that, feeling claustrophobic, like you can't get out.
Yeah.
And even with a hot lady from Tokyo who was next to me,
Yeah.
it was very cool.
We used to
And
get
the
that
moment-
a little bit in New York City, like around Christmas time, when
Yeah.
the block would fill up, and when the lights
and you
would
have nowhere
change,
to go, and you get it coming out of a Broadway show
you
on a
just
Saturday
you
night.
have to
too.
stay there, and it's really one of the most horrifying feelings there is.
And it really was the other moment that I have, and don't play Bullwinkle now, but I will tell you a Jimmy moment was when I was standing there with Jimmy, and Jimmy says to me, this is a true story, he goes, "Well, where's he speak from?"
Oh my God.
Now, I understand Mr. Cerrito may not have studied American history, but
have my finger on the pulse of politics.
we've seen several of these on television, and you
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
it's pretty. I said, "Well, Jimmy, it's you see where that little mark is on the? That's the presidential seal." "Well, was he speak? Is it where the hole is in the doorway?" And I'm like, and I suddenly realized Jimmy does not know where the president is speaking,
Right.
where the podium is. The whole
Right.
reason that we're down there looking is, I don't know where it is. Oh, I thought it was up higher.
The focal point.
Did he
And-
think it was going to be like a Lil Wayne concert when he walked around the stage or the steps of the Capitol?
Jimmy was excited about one thing and one thing only.
Really, what would that be?
I want to see if you can guess.
Oh my God!
It wasn't any of the politicians.
If he, James Taylor.
Hey,
Good one. Good
Oscar
one.
Santana with the 10 points on that one.
Wow.
James Taylor. Jimmy likes his music. He likes
he does.
Ozzy. He
Good
likes
one.
his
What's not to
music.
like?
That's what he's into, and it was fascinating. But
Never again.
that's James Taylor.
Yes.
It was terrific.
Very nice.
I also have tape of Jimmy after James Taylor sang, if you like.
And I at the end of the day,
guess not.
I was guilty. I was guilty about not being more into it. I felt guilty with the report that I did because I was too honest and I was too bitchy.
I loved your report.
I know. I mean, it was
I thought the
fine.
report was you weren't getting that on any of the big three.
No, you weren't. Well, they're all on these lovely little perches.
Sure.
You know, and I'm
Mike.
sitting there just running for my life with my feet hurting.
You can be honest.
Yes.
And I'm gonna try to use kid gloves here.
Okay.
There was a time in your life,
Yes.
where if you showed up and you realized that the orange section was just the masses,
Yes.
you would have just said, "No, find me the appropriate place for a man of my stature."
You can't in an event of that size. You can't do that. What I did do, and Jimmy talked me down from the ledge on 2 separate occasions, where I was very serious. I said, Jimmy, you enjoy yourself. Seriously,
Yeah.
enjoy yourself. I'm out. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
No, come on, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
You were disappointed, Mike.
I was
and
done.
he was.
I was done.
persuasive. Jimmy.
I was done when we got to the gate. When I saw that, I said, I don't want to be a part
Yeah.
of this.
Right.
I
There's
don't
people
want
from
to deal with
Tokyo
this.
here.
I don't want to do
This isn't special.
And what it is, it's just when I say stupid thon, it's everybody head on a swivel. How this is part of a stupid thon. You get a great shot of I got them myself. Beautiful shot of the Capitol.
Yes.
Okay.
Was anyone else taking
Then-
pictures?
Oh my God.
I'm kidding.
You get a beautiful shot of the picture. Then Barack Obama begins to speak.
Yes.
And you're not recording it, you're taking still shots, and people are holding up their. There is nothing from our vantage point that you can do with the camera to enhance, certainly a cell phone camera, that's going to indicate to your viewer of that picture that you took a picture. Because
proves nothing.
the president is not. You cannot see anyone.
Not
You're
even a
like-
dot.
You're not even seeing a speck.
Right.
Yeah.
We're far away. We're far enough away where you don't even know who's at the podium. You cannot see. You can't. You can see the podium, which I thought was great. You know, better than being back,
Right.
way there.
Right.
But it was. I know I sound like a
No,
cynic,
I love
but
it.
it just didn't do it for me,
Because
guys.
there are millions and millions of Americans who will never get to go through this disaster. And my question for you
But
is,
we're the rabble. We're the mob. We're the ones
Of
where
course.
you look at the Game of Thrones, where you look at the Queen, that she comes out, and we all go, "Hey, Your Majesty, hello." And so I said, "Yes, my people." And then we go back to eat our porridge. That's
One
what
thing-
we are. We're the
That's right.
rabble.
one thing that troubled me is you said you couldn't even hear. Can you, using your mimicry skill, tell me, you with the orange ticket, how did the president sound when he spoke? So almost nothing.
How you doing?
Could you make it out?
Yes.
You could,
Yes.
but barely.
Well, we moved. We moved after I talked to you guys.
Oh, good.
We moved over to get in front of the 3 speakers they had set up. It was silly. It's like you've got this event and you look at it and you go, man, they've done it a million times.
You'd think
Yeah.
they'd be
Get it
headed
right.
down, yeah.
But it is the District of Columbia.
DC cannot handle the event.
Dumbass land.
Not an actual state.
That's what it is. But and then you've got the security that tells the other people what to do. It was a cluster F. I'm sorry, it was a cluster F. I wish I could be more positive, but as I'm doing the show now, this is the way after 24 hours the way I really feel.
The coolest moment for me out of the entire inauguration coverage was when they stepped out of the limo during the parade.
I would have loved to be there
If
for
you were
that.
there and
That's
you're
me.
on that block,
You were
That would have been a
would've
different.
cool.
Yeah.
You know, I went to a parade years ago, and that's a hell of a lot more fun than
More
being,
satisfying.
shoulder to shoulder in there.
Yes.
and it really, to me, was. I felt guilt. I still feel guilty that I shouldn't have been more into it, but I also have an overwhelming sense of, especially with what we've all been through in the last 4 years as a country, and you see the congressional leaders going by in their buses with their security court, and you go, what are you people really doing for the country? Will you really get your act together and fix it? And I don't know. The luster wore off. I've been to my last inauguration. I think that it would have
Until
been,
your daughter is elected,
well, that would be a different story.
and then you'll be treated very well.
But it just, I don't know. It's fun. And then when I got home and I watched the parade and I watched some of the inaugural ball, Alicia Keys with just an amazing
Some
story.
beautiful performances.
But when we're going to take a break here in a second because I do want to tell you that we, at 4:50, Jimmy and I, we got down to Alexandria at about 6:30, 6:40, and the only thing we had eaten from 4:50 till 3 o'clock in the afternoon was a banana.
Oh, boy.
And
Mike.
yes.
You do not put a banana peel in a mailbox.
You don't do that.
And so, you're out in the cold, and you work up a pretty ferocious little appetite, especially when you're a man of larger carriage. And then when you satisfy that appetite and you have to get into a car, I will tell you what happened when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Sacrifice our love. You never take advice. Someday you'll pay the price. I know. I've seen it before. It happens all the time. You're closing the door. You leave the world behind. You're digging for gold. You're throwing away a fortune and feelings. But someday you'll pay.
You see, when you play that music, I go to break.
I was giving
So
you
you don't-
45 seconds.
You don't play that music now until you want me to stop.
All right.
All right?
How much time do you want to get to go and do
10
the break?
seconds.
10
Thank
seconds.
you.
got
Welcome
it.
back to this segment of the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by TLC Laser Eye Center. Imagine, if you will, ditching these eyeglasses or contacts. You can find out if you can at TLC. The TLC surgeons have an international reputation performing LASIK on over 2.2 million eyes. That's a claim no other eye center can make. TLC's equipment is state-of-the-art, and their lifetime commitment is huge. TLC's got locations all over the nation. If you move, you're covered. When are you getting your eyes done again?
I hope soon. I'm ready.
You're ready. Get over there.
Absolutely.
And they're
Go see-
beautiful people, Mike.
Go see Dr. Holtzman, see what you've been missing. Call 877-TLC-2020. They are, as Buzz will tell you, the best in the business.
Been there. I loved it.
To schedule a free consultation to visit them, you can go to tlcvision.com and be sure to tell the friendly staff that you heard about TLC from all of us. And really, what an incredible state-of-the-art place. I've had many different, as you see, I've got specs on, and I was somebody who, it was determined, I couldn't get the thing done.
Totally comfortable, and the results are amazing.
They would have done it. They said, really, in your case, they were honest. And that's another thing. When you go there, they're honest about it. And they say,
Sure.
you can do it or you don't have to. But
Right.
I'd say, we've got better candidates. And it's like, okay, you were honest. But, man, talk about a thorough eye exam. Just for the
Absolutely.
eye exam
Yes.
alone, go over
Do
it.
you think
Science
if you-
doesn't get any better.
Do you think if they had done the procedure, you would have been able to see the president?
This would have been it. Wow, look at him. So getting back, at the end of the day, I told you, yes, go ahead, Oscar.
Just a quick note, and Buzz might have this in his news. I'm going to bring it over to you. Apparently, during the luncheon with all these ceremonies,
The eye roll.
Oh yeah,
I saw it. I saw the eye roll.
You're good.
And the eye roll is, probably we will never know. It could be as innocent as a bad joke.
Can you explain to because people might
a
see it.
viral video that is out there? There are two of them that came out of this inaugural. The viral video. There's a viral video and a viral photo. The viral video is Michelle Obama at the congressional luncheon held at the Capitol after the inauguration, and John Boehner is between John Boehner and the president is Michelle having her lunch, and she gives John Boehner this amazing, like, you're an ass eye roll after he says something.
Yeah, she's putting away some chow, and
She's
the
eating
president
chow.
is leaning back.
Yes.
And so Boehner is able to say something to the president behind her back.
And she looks at him and kind of goes, yeah, and then rolls the eyes.
Yeah.
And it really, to me, it kind of looked like, you're an ass.
Yeah, it's great.
I hope it's you're an ass.
I think you
That's
can
what I
probably
root for.
Play the odds, Mike.
The other viral photo that from the
Awesome.
from the inauguration is Bill Clinton. This is
Oh,
as
yeah.
good as it gets.
I've seen this.
And he's leaning out, checking out Kelly Clarkson. Look, he was probably. It could have been as easy as a man who was looking to get a view of the singer.
Sure.
But it does, of course, because it's Bill. Look like he's checking out her butt.
and also,
And
It's
if
hysterical.
he is there anything wrong with
Nothing
that?
wrong at
not
all.
at all,
Exactly.
because you know what? Now
Unless
it's,
you're Bill Clinton.
it's new skinny Bill Clinton.
Yes.
And so his face is like a little more angular, and his eyebrows are way up, and he's really getting a good look.
I certainly enjoyed American Idol. Man, I want to look at your derriere.
She's sort of a bigger girl, Mr. Clinton. Do you mind that?
I kind of like that.
Do you?
Really, if you were going to say who is the celebrity that Kelly Clarkson most resembles,
Yeah.
you say Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
crazy.
I could
Is
see
that
that.
a thong you're wearing?
So,
I don't see a panty line.
before we get to a major announcement about something coming up, and Rob, think music for that thing we're going to be doing.
Okay, got it.
So isn't it great that I can communicate with him like
That's
that?
nice. It's like
isn't that cool?
It's like code.
It's just so much
Yeah.
fun
It makes
to
it
work
easier.
with somebody you can do that with. So Jimmy and I, at the end of the day, I start thinking, we park our car in Alexandria near a great restaurant called the Fish Market.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And I am thinking about hot soup for about 2 hours.
Oh, sure.
You know, I
I am
took Carrie to that restaurant the night I proposed to her.
It's a great restaurant.
It is
it
really
not?
good. It is the best.
It really is terrific, and they've got chowder. And I know that. And I'm thinking about this. I mean, you're cold. Not bad. It was not that bad a day. The elements
not
were
like
not that
today.
bad. We walked a lot, but that was cool too. As long as we could walk, as long as we weren't in a crowd, I was happy. It was, but it was fun. As much fun for me to extricate myself from that city after the inauguration as it was going to the inauguration. I was so cool. And then in our distance, after 7-8 hours, we're thinking a bowl of hot soup.
Oh, yeah.
Something. And
Jimmy
sitting
and I-
down, yeah.
Jimmy and I. And this says a lot about the body.
Yeah.
The human male body. We have our lunch. We do a power lunch. We eat a sandwich, and we have the bowl of chowder. And then it's back into the car, and I will tell
Any
you.
beverages at all?
Jimmy knocked a few Dogfish ales out of the way.
Nice boy.
I had a giant cauldron of iced tea.
Good boy.
And I will tell you that, when you haven't eaten all day long, and you've been the excitement and
Yes.
the thrill of the inauguration, and
Kind of like
lots-
starting a motor with the choke in.
lots of walking. Yeah. And Jimmy and I literally asked our way out of Alexandria. And at one point, we go to the parking garage to get my car. Jimmy goes, "Oh, I told him to charge my cell phone." I said, "All right, let's go back. I'll drop you off, pick it up, and you'll come back out." Jimmy goes back in, and I destroy the car. And then Jimmy is on the street. I unlock the doors. As he opens the door, and cars are coming by, so there's street noise. And as he opens the door, I hear, I'm like, "Oh my God, was that you? Was that real?" And Jimmy, he said, "Yes, it was." He gets into the car and
followed him.
I am almost at the gag reflex as we were going there. And, it was that
Windows
was
open.
a fitting end to an otherwise terrific day. And are you ready for this? No Souvenirs.
No souvenirs.
This
You didn't
to
bring
me is the
anything?
most shocking I've ever heard.
Right. The Souvenirs, how shall I say this?
They were great.
The Souvenirs had a certain quality to them that were just a little overdone as far as I was concerned.
I think I know what you're conveying.
The Souvenirs were a little bling heavy.
Yes.
Well, nothing screams quality when a guy has about 60 to 70 T-shirts tucked underneath his jacket,
Yes.
and he rips one out from his jacket and says $5.
$5, or in the case of the programs, $10.
You see, Oscar, that's their hustle.
I was a bitter guy, but it was but the Souvenirs, especially the T-shirts and the hats,
right.
very bling heavy.
Gotcha.
Because you were looking for
I thought that
a
the
red, white, and blue top hat, right?
The souvenir hats, like the caps that I saw, are
Yeah.
something you might see Nathan Lane wear in Birdcage.
Nothing
Too many
that would
rhinestones?
A lot of gold and rhinestones.
Nothing that would look good on you is what
No,
you're
I
saying.
didn't think it was
Yeah,
going to work
right.
for me.
Understood.
And at the end of the day, it was just so much fun to get out of there. And then I got home like everybody else, and I enjoyed the parade.
Right.
I love a parade.
Easy getting home. There
But
were
I'm
very
so
little-
bitter. You see how worn out? And here I'm here to
course.
say I'm joining the Republican Party.
Carla's going to deal with this every day.
Right.
Love to have you.
What a pain in the
Did you
ass.
come home and complain to her?
No, I was really glad to see her. I was really.
sure.
I was
win.
because we made a.
At any time, did you say, "Did you see me on TV"?
No, because that wasn't going to happen. I was so far away that I had trouble identifying when I saw the long shot on television. I had a hard time identifying what section I was in.
Right.
Oh, wow.
That's how far away I was
Wow.
from that. And but Rob, we knew this. I knew that was going to be the case.
Right.
And I had a map of it, so I knew that. But then to
You
not
thought
even,
there'd be other disc jockeys there?
but to be included in the map.
Yeah.
To not be included in that part of
Off
it was
the map, literally.
I mean, really, it's like, I'm sorry, at least the ticket, the worthless ticket, non-exclusive ticket that the senator's office gave us, we were supposed to be at least in that section, and we weren't even in that.
Right.
You know, it's a great ticket
Bastards.
when a homeless man literally has better tickets than you do.
That's right. Maybe next time, climb a tree.
There were a lot of people down
Yeah.
there. There were a lot, and that's it. I think that's all on the only thing I was going to say, with all that security, how a man in a tree is able to disrupt that's crazy. That. But the bottom line is, if you're somebody, now, if you're a man in a tree and you represented a legitimate threat, I
Right.
think he shot 50 times.
Right.
I think he's got, and he probably had like 40 guns trained on him the way it was. there.
He presented a threat to the tree.
And as much as I want to bitch about my creature comforts, I will say kudos to the overtime workers and all the law enforcement down in D.C. that kept the main man safe. Because the bottom line is you want to keep our leaders safe. And I was, really, at the end of the day, you know how I get, Rob, when I get really down.
Doom and gloom.
I may have said some things to Jimmy that I wish I could take them back.
Really?
Of course.
Just like, okay, what's going to happen now. Anyway. It's
wow. You shouldn't even be thinking that.
I was in a dark mood.
And then Jimmy replied
Very
to you,
evil.
Mike. Jimmy replied.
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Now, are we going to do the Earl thing coming up in the
That's
audio
in the vault, yeah.
That's in the vault.
Yeah.
Rob and I have become pretty good text buddies over the weekend. We had a very, very good time. I finally, Rob is a difficult guy for me to communicate with. Mark communicates with Rob a lot on Facebook,
Right.
but I sometimes when I really want to get in touch with Rob, I don't know what his patterns are. I don't know what he's doing.
It's hard to know where he is, what he's doing.
But
Yeah.
Rob and I recently have kind of matched up with texting and found that seems to be our primary mode of communication.
And
we
texting
go
while the
back and
TV
forth.
is on is the best. We had a great Liz Crenshaw back and forth a few days ago.
We had a great Liz Crenshaw, and then what was it over the weekend?
It was It's
Completely forgot.
Academic with Hillary Howard. I think it was Hillary Howard. It might have been Ralph Macchio. I couldn't tell. I was
Rob-
looking at a distance.
Rob texts me. I texted him something show related, right?
Right.
Initially,
Yeah.
maybe it was about Earl.
Yeah.
It was about Earl
Oh,
Weaver.
yeah, you called me on his death
Yeah, because-
I tried to beat you to it.
Rob tried to beat me. We still have the death pool. Who's going to notify first? I said, go take a look at my Facebook page. I beat you to it. Then he goes back and he said, watching It's Academic, he said, I think the kid from such and such high school with the certain tie is gay.
And
Not-
he was,
not
but
that there's anything wrong.
I was hoping he was. The thing is It's Academic has been on the air, I think, over 50 years.
Right.
And for 51 of those years, Mac McGarry was the host. And there was a certain charm to this really, really old, great broadcaster doing it.
Can somebody look up Hillary Howard, get an image of Hillary Howard? I'd like to have a discussion. She's, I think, doesn't she work on the news radio
Afternoon
station?
anchor, one of the afternoon anchors at
And now
WCBS.
And I do believe she used to date my cousin Les.
And she is
Yeah.
hosting the It's Academic television
She
program
stepped in
now.
after 51 years when Mac took his health took a turn for the worse, Mike.
Right.
And the problem is when you take one of the great...
Is he still with us?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the great broadcasting statesmen of Washington, D.C., and take him out and put this young lady in there,
Right.
you realize all the threadbare elements of the game show start to show.
This is true.
Because she really doesn't have the moxie to carry it.
But my memory of her is, and it's been confirmed there,
Yeah.
I think she is... I wouldn't.
That's a very cute picture.
I think she is not an unattractive woman.
I think she'd be a beautiful man.
You really? So you don't think she's attractive at all?
She's got strong, nice, classic features.
Yeah,
How about
look,
that?
I think she's doable.
No, well, if
My
she-
cousin Les thought
if
so.
she had long hair, she'd be much prettier.
Yeah, that's it. I think
right.
there's
That-
that.
that would help,
Do you have a
sure.
picture of her?
Yes.
All right. And Mark, are there any other images of her?
The-
Because I like the one you showed.
Yes.
I think she looks like she's
Yeah,
very.
that's
she's very.
that's when she was auditioning for Rhoda.
She's
Mike,
very
she
fit.
has a babushka
Well,
on.
it's like the Beth Ann McBride.
Yeah,
If she had long hair, Beth Ann McBride has long hair now.
Yes, she does. Gorgeous,
And she looks very
long
pretty.
hair.
Try
Right.
But short hair on women is very. I never
She looks
liked
like
it.
that's
Beth
like
Ann McBride, if she had longer hair and went to a spa for like 3 years.
that's like Jamie Lee Curtis's little
Beth Ann, I
sister.
love you. I'm just
Have you
kidding.
seen a
That's a
picture of
good
her
call.
lately?
Yeah.
Of who?
Beth Ann McBride.
Beth Ann. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
She
you can
looks
go to her.
phenomenal.
I worked with her.
Oh.
Anyway, Beth Ann and I have a very like sibling rivalry relationship.
Beth Ann has a
you will
relation-
never you will never turn Beth Ann McBride into a sexual object for me.
Beth Ann has a relationship that butts heads with everybody she meets. It's always a complicated relationship with Beth
Mark's
Ann.
doing a great job with the image searches. of
She,
Hillary
you know what?
Howard.
Hillary Howard at her best.
And I should say, I think I find her, I don't want to be Brent Musburger here.
Right.
But I think perhaps if I had been on that telecast, doable, that they might have fired me from the, from
I
that
think it's a
particular
well-chosen
broadcast.
word. I think on her best day, Hillary Howard approaches Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
Yes.
is a good thing for
It
me.
is.
Yeah, it's not a
So
bad
you
thing.
might be in my camp on that.
I just-
even though
I
you
liked-
liked and I liked her when she reads something and she puts the glasses
Too
down
much
on
with
her.
the glasses. I don't like that.
I may actually
cute.
be watching It's Academic just to see what Hillary's up to.
That's good. With your pants on?
But I want to get a few more confirmation pictures because I've only seen what Mark has shown me now, and briefly I've seen her on the on the television.
Where the problem is for me, Mike, a woman should not be hosting a game show.
Right.
That's where it starts with.
That's
her.
where it
Notice how I
begins.
gave Buzz a computer and he's used it up until now as a coat rack.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
He doesn't like the trackpad.
You ask someone else, so I let them do it.
You know what? That I don't know.
Let's see.
She seems bubbly.
No.
That's not her best picture.
That's not.
It's the man cut.
Yeah, it is.
Why can't women just grow their hair
She
out?
looks very fit.
Yeah, she does. I
Very
wouldn't pick
fit.
Mike, I wouldn't pick a
Mark,
fight
what do
with
you
her.
think?
I like some short hair.
Not really my style.
Okay, maybe I'm overshooting the runway.
Is that show national?
I'm with
No.
you.
No, there are many versions
Buzz,
of
you
it
agree?
city to
I
city.
I do. I think maybe if she was a little younger, it would be nice if her hair shorter. Although I longer, but I do like short hair.
With
on
the
some
word
women.
willowy.
Oh yeah,
That's how you.
Let me
have
see it
to
again.
remember.
I think she might be too strong to be willowy.
That's not her.
Let me see.
That is not.
Yeah, that's her. That's her. That's a good picture of her.
That's anyway.
Did you see her at the inauguration?
Right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to make a major announcement.
Oh, is it time?
Yes, it's a Road Trip 2013.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the entire cast and crew of the Mike O'Mara Show
Yes.
is heading to Spring Break, Florida.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right, folks. We'll be broadcasting live from Fort Myers, Florida in the beginning of March. March 2nd to the 9th.
Mike on his never-ending search for willowy women with short hair.
That's right. We will be broadcasting live from the Spring Break Beach House in sunny southwest Florida.
Yay.
The entire crew. We are driving down to Fort Myers, and we could not be more excited
Very
about
excited.
it. We are super jacked about doing it. We have rented a beach house that is close to the action
Yes,
down there.
And you know what, Mike? You always crave the action.
We will be broadcasting live from the beach house, and who knows where else. We will be doing some meet and greets on the way, and when we're down there in South Florida, March 2nd through the, right about the 8th,
Yeah.
we're going to be down there, and we're going to be going to kind of a Friday to Friday deal.
Yeah.
And we are very, very
Good
excited.
Friday, Mike.
And, we're not flying.
No.
We're driving.
Yes.
That's right.
And we're
I
driving.
think that'll be better for generating show content.
Yeah, we're driving down to Florida. If we can get a deal on rental cars.
That's very key.
I mean, we need to get big SUVs to take the crew down.
We tried very hard yesterday, and we could not get more than 4 of us in Mark's Prius at once. We tried every configuration, and it didn't work.
Let me handle this.
Okay.
You're going to handle this?
There's got to be somebody. Well, I'm just going to say this, and then I'm going to walk away.
All right, go ahead.
What I would say is that there's got to be somebody that knows a guy or is the guy that knows how we can get a good deal on a rent-a-car.
Yeah,
and we're talking about
or
a
2,
week rental.
Yeah,
Yes.
and incidentally,
Actually, it's 8 days.
when we talk about it's probably more than that because we have to drop off at some place.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, we're coming back. We'll work out the details.
Why wouldn't you like celebrity business?
The first week in March is when we're going to be doing the show live from Southwest Florida down at Fort Myers Beach. We're very excited. Hope I get a chance to meet a lot of you. You're making your spring break plans. Plan on going down there to meet us, but we need rental cars.
Yeah. We'll pay, just
We'll
not
pay.
full
We're gonna
price.
pay.
Of course
Just
we'll
not
pay.
full price.
We're going to pay, but we're not taking our cars.
We need a break.
We have too much stuff.
Yeah, Facebook Mike.
Now it's going to be very exciting. It's
Private
gonna be
message.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and I couldn't be more thrilled about the opportunity. We have an entertainment director who will be joining us.
Our cruise director,
Do
our
we have
advance man?
Do we have an actual?
I actually have a tape of our advance man,
clip
Mike.
from the advance man?
I do. I didn't know that you were going to want this, so I taped it.
All right,
Here
here we go.
is our advance man.
Today's lecture is entitled Falling Asleep on the Job Can Lead to a Rude Awakening, or Don't Be a Somnambulist Chaser.
Yeah, Jimmy's coming to the beach.
Yay, Jimmy!
So Jimmy's going to be down there, and Jimmy is going to be doing what he does best. He knows saloons,
Yes, he does.
and he
Yes, he
knows
does.
places where we can go on adventures, and we're going to be going on adventures. down
Another
there.
Cerrito adventure.
It's going to be another Cerrito. We were talking about it yesterday. I said, Jimmy, he said, man, would I like to be doing that? And I said, Jimmy, you're part of the family. Come on
Yeah,
down.
come on.
Let's do it. And
love that
and
idea.
so Jimmy's going to be down there, and hopefully we'll get the last piece of this puzzle. We have booked the house. We've made the arrangements. Everybody's cleared their schedules, our incredibly busy schedules.
Yeah, we were able to make it work.
And the rental car is causing a little consternation.
Yes.
Because we need
Haven't
two of
worked on
them, and we need big ones.
Get at us.
We really could use three of them, to be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
come on and get at us.
We're
as
really going to be
the kids
comfortable?
say.
Like everybody's stuffing one.
Just like the president.
It'd be like a cordon.
Yes.
Like 3 expeditions.
That's right.
Black ones.
That's cool. But
Any color doesn't matter.
But it's Spring Break, Florida in 2013. We're coming to Fort Myers, Florida, and it's going to be fantastic. Look forward to seeing all of you as we frolic on the beach, fat guys and old guys.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Let's take a break, come back with Rob's Magic Audio Vault. You are listening to The Mike O'Mara Show.
Walk around this town with your head on up in the sky, and I do know that.
Welcome back to Mike O'Mara's Show, everybody. And he didn't get to any of the stuff I wanted to talk about. I have a winter prediction for everybody. I wanted to ask one quick question before we get to Rob's Magic Audio Vault, but let me tell us about our sponsor first.
Yes.
This segment of our program is brought to you by Encore Insurance Services, the people who bring you the show every weeknight on 102.9 WTNT. Even if you already have life insurance, you might be paying too much. Encore can help you, and they helped Oscar. Please get involved with Encore. Do me a favor. They help the show. It doesn't cost you anything to get a free quote. So visit smartterm.com. That's SMARTTERM.com. Or you can call them at 866-347-5748. They'll compare rates to help you save. Licensing and disclaimer info at smartterm.com. Let them know you appreciate them as much as we do. Encore Insurance Services. This is for Mr. Santana, Mr. Ronick, our 2 resident techies.
Yeah.
And we've got Pony Boy, who's in here helping us with our computers, and he can take this question, too. Okay, this little device that I have.
Yes.
For
The
my
case?
iPhone 5, my little charging unit.
Yes.
Charging not supported by this device. Anything I can do to my little phone so I don't have to see this because I see it constantly, and therefore I'm not able to charge up my phone with this device quickly and efficiently.
So it doesn't charge or does charge?
Oftentimes it
Sometimes
will.
it does, sometimes it does.
Oftentimes it will charge even if Apple doesn't recognize it.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
Apple giving you a little poke for not buying an Apple
The
product.
other thing it could be is that it's not connecting securely when you're popping that into the case.
Right.
I've seen that happen
Right.
before
Both
on
are
other
correct.
devices and other little gadgets you can plug in.
Do
So
you
it
have
might
the
just be
same
a
problem?
connection. I have not had that problem with this case.
So are you able to plug this thing in its case and charge your phone at the same time?
no.
Oh, you're not?
No,
So you
it
have to
won't
change-
charge both
Oh, so you have to charge the case first.
separately.
Separately.
Oh, you have to oh, you do?
Yes.
Well, that's
So it's
probably
not
what-
like the previous device that we used.
That's right.
Which you could
That's
do
right.
both. I see.
Well, that's probably what I'll do then.
That might work for
There you go.
Done and done.
Pony Boy, you okay with that? I got to give you a
He
different
just nodded.
I have to give him a different. That's his Owen Duke's.
Well, I have one. I have a name for it. How about Chubby?
Maya thought
He's very
Zoolander
thin,
walked
you
in
see.
today.
His Christian name is Matt.
Yeah, for some reason, the only thing I ever want to hear Pony Boy say is like when he's working on computers here is, "My lips hurt real bad." Let's open up the audio.
Yeah.
Mike, you know what I miss?
What's that, Napoleon?
I miss the days of Orioles magic. Don't you?
Yes. We lost a great one over the weekend, folks.
Yeah.
Earl Weaver, the Earl of Baltimore. As a Red Sox fan, I will tell you, this is, you would think Mike O'Mara would have a favorite manager be a Red Sox.
Right.
But Earl Weaver has, always will be, forever my favorite manager, and we lost him over the weekend, the Earl of Baltimore. As someone who loved to go to baseball games, there was nothing greater than seeing a guy that's like 5 feet tall come running out of a dugout and yell at like a 300-pound umpire and scream at him. Nobody argued better than Earl Weaver.
The best.
Just so much fun. Fiery, really what it's all about in baseball. Yes, sirree. We lost a great one.
And I
The Earl
brought
of
to you,
Baltimore.
I brought to you today Mike's favorite Earl Weaver tape. There's not a lot of them, and there's another one that I will play later this week. But the amazing thing I found out about this tape, Mike, when Earl Weaver is yelling at this ref, this is in
Umpire.
I'm sorry, umpire.
Go ahead, Alice.
Just doing the best I can.
I
Mike.
know you are. I know.
Try harder.
Yes. How many points did they score? All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me today.
No, I'm
don't
not.
get mad at you.
Not at all.
You've been
Here's a
testy lately.
fascinating fact: is that this is actually in the first inning.
Yes.
So the game is like not even underway, and he's this mad.
And he's mic'd. Is this because it's a playoff or a World Series game?
I don't think he's mic'd. I think there was a roving camera with a built-in mic near him. I don't think they mic'd the coaches.
It's weird video.
Right.
It's weird video, but it's old school.
It is very old school.
The umpire is very old school.
Are you sure they're not called referees?
When the umpire says you run yourself, just for people that don't know baseball terminology, when you get run, you're getting thrown out of the game.
Right.
So when the umpire says to him, when you hear this, you run yourself, Earl, that's him saying that you did it to yourself.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
I didn't throw you out. You did it to yourself.
I see.
But Earl Weaver, you won't be able to hear the wonderful profanity because it'll be beeped out on
It
this.
will.
But Earl says that the umpires are at this game to do one thing and one thing only. And it's normally that something that married couples do.
That's right. When they're very much in love.
And they're trying to have children.
All right, here's Earl Weaver versus the line judge, Mike.
Here he comes. Throws him out.
You run yourself, Earl. You run yourself. You hit me? Yeah, because you put your finger on me. I'm glad you hit me. That's right. You're here for one goddamn specific reason. What's that, Earl? Just God. Oh, you're full of shit. You. Goddamn years and years. And don't you ever put your finger on me.
I also love the spirit of the crowd. Listen, the crowd sounds like they just won the game.
Right.
When
Yeah,
when Earl Weaver would come out, and you were watching it, and I watched many Orioles Red Sox games where he was the manager, and they used to kick our ass pretty good. And Earl would come out, and suddenly you forget that you're rooting for any particular team because it is a joy fest.
Yeah, you're rooting
for Earl.
You're rooting for the show.
It is, and he put on a show. And you know what? It's a lost art.
It
and
is.
I wish that more managers would do it. Lou Piniella was one of the last ones to do a lot of it. I'd like to see more of these guys do it. Now, they're hiring these managers that are 35 years old and they never argue.
They're calm.
It's
Very calm. They chew gum.
I want the old guys that smoke cigarettes in the tunnel
Where's
and run
the
out
fire?
anymore.
Let's go back to Earl Weaver, Mike.
Hit me, Earl. You put your finger on me. That's okay. I didn't. You ain't gonna knock nobody on their ass. Do it again and I'll knock you right in your nose. I didn't touch you. You pushed your finger. I did not. No, you're lying. God damn it. You're lying. No, you are. You are lying. You're a big liar. You are a liar, Earl. You are a liar. You are.
Crowd.
You're here for one reason, to this good. Wrong. That's the only reason you're wrong, Earl. And you'll have your chance tomorrow. You got it as quick as you can. What is wrong with you? You ain't no good. No, you aren't either. Yeah, you ain't no good. You're no fucking good either. Your ass will never have our games. I hope. Yeah. What do I care? Yeah. What do I care? What are you doing here now? Well, why don't you call the league office and ask them? Yeah, I will. Oh, good. Don't think I won't. Good.
I love this. He keeps walking away and walking
Coming back, yeah.
It'll be better too. Yeah. That's right. You ain't going nowhere. You aren't either.
Walks away, comes back again.
Years to know who's in the Hall of Fame. Oh, you're going to be in the Hall of Fame. Know it. Why? You up World Series? You know it. You're going to be in the Hall of Fame? You know it. I've won more than I've lost, kid. I know you haven't. James, count James.
Like little kids.
You better get
I'll
going.
tell him.
I better get going. You better get going. What the hell are you doing? Tell me the truth that you have your hands on me. No, that's wrong, Earl.
Magnificent.
Wrong.
That's so great.
Anytime grown men are saying to each other, I'm not one, you're one.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just the best.
But the thing is, we have our little brouhahas on this, and it brings people joy.
It really does.
And I think that's fun, and that's why people like that.
It is
kind
the
of
most
stuff.
wondrous capture, and boy, did he look old when he passed. Did you see a recent? He almost didn't even look like himself.
Yeah, well, that's I think he lived a kind of hard living.
Yeah.
A lot of smokes in the dugout, unfortunately.
Now we talked about the inauguration. Were you excited about the balls?
I would tell you, I saw one thing and I posted on it. And Alicia Keys, who I've never thought one way or the other about, did one of her hits on the piano, just a piano and her. And I said, we dream about talent like that. She was absolutely incredible.
Obama's on fire.
But I mean, just one, just a piano and a microphone, and you realize somebody who's really got talent,
Right.
to burn. This is live.
Amazing.
Filled with catastrophe. when he knows he can fly away. Oh.
Really the measure of talent, I think, if you can just sit down and sing like that. She did great.
I think it was Whitney Houston who started me thinking about these artists who have an incredible gift and then squander it. And you realize what it is to have that kind of a voice and to take care of it. Because when you're performing live all the time and you see somebody like Alicia Keys do that kind of a performance, look phenomenal, and sound that good after all these years, and she's been at it a while, it just was amazingly impressive.
And, I loved that too, but I still couldn't get past the fact that all my favorite people on TV just kept saying the word balls.
But the fun will really get going tonight at the balls.
To the balls.
Two balls.
The balls that they'll be stopping at, the balls that we've been witnessing earlier.
It's very impressive.
VIP ball tickets.
The American Legion ball, Commander's ball.
Two inaugural balls.
Big and small, but these are the biggest.
That, Mike, is your magic audio ball.
Thank you very much, Rob. We will take a break and come back with Buzz and News right after this. Hit the wrong sound because I didn't want to reach too far.
It's fine. You did great.
Yeah, that inauguration took it out of me. We'll take a break, come back with Buzz and News on the Mike O'Mara Show. Balls. Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com, otherwise known as The Mike O'Mara Show, heard on great radio stations like WTNT and KCJJ, AM 1630. We are delighted to have Mr. Burbank here, who was all a-quiver, ladies and gentlemen, about the inauguration yesterday.
Well, sure.
I might have bitched about it, but a lot of people were into it, and it was a big news day, and everything was fine, and blah, blah, blah.
And now with more, here's Buzz.
And you got chowder.
Oh, God.
Was it good chowder?
Well, that's why we had the gas, but it was great.
That's how you know.
It was
A rich sauce. We're brought to you today by the Amazon page at MikeO'MaraShow.com. You'll find everything you need there to get ready for the big game. And with tax time coming, Amazon has prep and file software to get you the best refund quickly and easily.
That was, Rob and I actually had an ill-fated show in between one of the incarnations. We were down in Annapolis trying, I believe WNAV, Rob and I did a morning show called Prep and File.
Hi, I'm Prep.
I'm File.
Hey, how you doing?
Or you can kick back with Amazon's TV catch-up. Right now, save up to 56% on popular shows. You always save money and support this show by clicking the Amazon button at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
How are we doing with Amazon, Mark?
Please bookmark it.
After a great December, it's a little disappointing to look at January right now.
Come on, people.
Yeah, come on. It's inauguration.
This is when, your office supplies and stuff.
Right.
Right.
Hey, and
paper clips.
Second semester textbooks.
Come on.
Yeah.
Go through our page
Get
to
your
get
head out of your ass.
You don't want us to be disappointed, do you?
God, you dicks.
Mike, I think maybe
Huh?
too far.
A bit too much. How dare you?
I had a rough day at the inauguration.
Wrong, Earl, wrong.
Taking it out on everybody.
I run myself.
Hey, I won more than I lost.
Yeah, games.
Well, I'm sure you heard about this. A lot of people talking about it. It wasn't a lot of snow, but it caused a lot of chaos in Ohio yesterday. Over 130 vehicles were involved in two separate pileups on interstates near Cincinnati. Less than an inch of snow had fallen when an 87-car pileup occurred simultaneously with a 50-car pileup, closing the roads for hours, leaving 20 people hurt and one dead. You know how Inauguration Day works. The president sees his shadow.
How's it work, Mike?
It sucks.
President sees his shadow. 6 more weeks of gridlock. Mm-hmm. The crowd for yesterday's public swearing-in ceremonies was not as big as it was 4 years ago, but then again, it never is for a president's second term.
That little factoid, it pissed me off, too, when I saw
Why?
that. Yeah, smaller crowd. Not that I could see when I was being swept into like a septic tank.
Yeah, and it's never as big for a second-term swearing-in anyway. It was bigger than they expected. About 1 million people instead of a third of a million, instead of a third of the previous crowd, as they'd been expecting. More people than expected turned out for what was fortuitously a nice day compared to the single-digit wind chills in Washington today.
Incidentally, and here's just a little message. I'm predicting, no big deal, I'm predicting a snowstorm before the end of January. I got about 2 weeks, so we'll see
Like
if
a
I'm
big
right.
one?
A big one.
6+?
I think 6+, yes.
Wow.
I really think we're going to get one. And incidentally, has anyone noticed that the weather forecasters, while occasionally wrong, have been wrong on every forecast?
Consistently,
For
yeah.
10 days now. They
For
haven't
10 days.
haven't gotten one right for 10 days.
They haven't gotten a correct forecast. They
No
suck.
idea.
Right.
Jimmy Cerrito has a message to the meteorologist. Mike.
Really?
Yeah,
What would
he
he
says-
say to them?
Hello, you big thinkers, you.
There was also more substance yesterday than usual for a second-term inaugural address. The president pledged to defend Social Security and its cousins Medicare and Medicaid.
Cousins!
He talked about coping with climate change and gay rights. And the White House says he'll add more things and more specifics to these things when he speaks to Congress in 3 weeks for his State of the Union address.
Or we're calling it, Mike, the sequel.
Even,
should be great.
Even without some of those issues, the president still has his work cut out for him. None of the president's pet projects will get any attention until the bigger issues are handled. There's still a fiscal cliff looming and the debt ceiling, and an issue he didn't see coming, the debate over guns in the aftermath of the massacre at an elementary school.
I have a prediction. I don't know whether this... I didn't watch a lot of the coverage because I was down there, so I don't know whether anybody said this, but this is a theory of mine. I don't know if you've heard it before.
All right.
I'm sorry because I didn't hear it. But my theory is old Joe Biden, he's setting himself up for the big run. Did you see the way he was jogging down Pennsylvania Avenue?
Yeah.
That is a man who, that is by design.
Mm-hmm.
That is a man who wanted to convey the image of vitality,
Yes.
that he was running around, shaking
Right.
hands, and that's why he ran around like a child
Yeah.
when he was down there at the inaugural parade.
Who's going to break the news to him?
What, that he's not going to be able to run?
He's not going to win or get the nomination.
Well, who knows? Hillary's
Yeah.
old too. You know, they're
Yeah,
both going to be
that's
old.
true.
It'll be interesting.
I think he
like
got
Joe.
Oh, I
he got
did
Al
too.
Roker's vote yesterday.
I know he did because he shook hands with him.
Al was so excited. We learned more.
Blank.
We know more. Yeah, fill in your own card at home. We learned more about the 15-year-old boy who shot the other 5 members of his family to death in Albuquerque this week using a cache of weapons and a semi-automatic rifle. We now know he was the son of a preacher who had a criminal record of his own. The preacher father did. Authorities are now checking to see if that father should have even had guns, and checking just in time. We've also learned that the boy planned to take that AR-15 to a nearby Walmart afterward to kill more people, and that he planned to take his own life in a shootout with police. A friend convinced him to instead meet at a chapel where he ultimately surrendered to police. Yesterday in Grapevine, Texas, a man shot and killed his estranged wife and then himself at their daughter's 16th birthday party. 5 people were wounded in a drive-by shooting in New Orleans during a Martin Luther King Day parade. In Boulder City, Nevada, a police lieutenant shot and killed his wife and child before shooting himself.
Guns across America, Langer.
He called
Come on, Langer. Guns across America.
He called
Langer, you hump. There, I just wanted to throw that. My friend Andrew Langer.
He's so confused right now because he loves hearing his name on the radio, but you said it in a bad way.
That was a throwdown, I
Guns across America, Langer.
This man in Nevada did call 911 first, promising to shoot anybody who tried to stop him from all this.
Yeah,
and in Hillsboro, Oregon, a sheriff's deputy responded to a domestic disturbance call and on arrival was shot by an off-duty officer who was part of that dispute. No one died in that incident.
I hope that I wish for a world, Buzz, where the only time we hear the word discharge is when we're talking about a social disease.
That's right, Mike.
Absolutely. The Los
Painful
Angeles,
discharge?
The Los Angeles
Green?
County Sheriff's Department had a gun buyback program over the weekend, netted nearly 400 weapons, including 22 assault rifles. They say they'll melt them down and sell them as scrap. In Newark, New Jersey, Mayor Cory Booker is promoting jewelry made from melted down guns and bullets from that city's buyback program.
Man, I am all over that. I will look like Ethel Merman if they start
Let's
selling
buy
that
you a
stuff.
crown.
Here comes the phrase to Google, the Caliber Collection. It's being called the Caliber Collection, and it will feed the coffers so that they can have more gun buybacks.
Oh, I'm done. I'm bracelet, necklace, everything. I'm buying that. I'm doing
Fabulous
that this
brooch.
year. Absolutely. I mean, I'm
Belt buckle.
going to start getting piercings.
That'd be great. And you know, it's about time you got a monocle, too.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Langer?
Yeah, Langer.
Want to buy some of the Meltdown collection? You hump.
Yeah.
And
Hello, you big thinkers, you.
And finally, unprotected sex can have consequences even when your partner is a snowman. In Lancashire, England, 64-year-old Kenneth Gillespie, who had been drinking, carved a little hole in a snowman and went to town. There's a reason they call the snowman Frosty. The man had to be treated for frostbite on his junk and may need amputation.
Oh.
You think that's bad? According to police, the snowman was practically destroyed. I'm Buzz Burbank on the Michael Mara Show.
So nasty.
That is really horrible.
Nasty the way you read that, too. That was evil. Our show today was brought to you by VistaPrint.
Jack Cassidy.
A snowman. Oh, practically. Buzz is going to do Dateline next week. VistaPrint.com.
Oh, like Keith Morrison?
Have a seat over there.
If you start a new business, take it from us. You need to get professional-looking cards. You can get 250 of them with VistaPrint, and they have the heavy stock that you like so bad. And millions of business owners Millions of business owners use Vistaprint because it's affordable and it's so easy to create a quality custom business card online. Choose from thousands of designs or upload your own. And we're talking about heavy paper stock at half the regular price. To get this offer plus free shipping, go to Vistaprint.com and enter the code TMOS in the search bar. Again, 250 cards for just $10, but only if you go to Vistaprint.com and enter the code TMOS in the search bar. I just want to say this before I get on.
Yes?
Yeah.
I'm very happy that we have had another peaceful transition of power in the United States. Please understand that when I am making the comments about our inauguration that I make, it's only because I am a whiny, narcissistic dick.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm all for it. I just wish that I had been watching it with a bowl of fish market clam chowder on my own couch.
Will you entertain a question
Yes.
on the heels of that statement?
Yes, since we have 6 minutes to pad at the end of the show, I will.
Why-
Well done. Instead, that clock will be in front of me tomorrow. Yes.
Why do you hate America?
Oh, you bastard! You bastard! And we leave you with a wonderful thought at the end of the day from the official entertainment director of Spring Break 2013.
Yes.
This is him commenting on what we can look forward to when we get down to Fort Myers, Florida.
My brains keep overheating.
Jimmy Cerrito, you are one of the best, and we look forward on tomorrow's show, ladies and gentlemen. More fun and more thrills, including a lot of movie reviews. We've seen a lot of movie reviews, and we will be getting to some of those, including Les Miserables. Yes, I'm an old queen.
Yes.
And so's Buzz.
Well, we'll see.
And Silver Linings Playbook, and we'll give you our thoughts on that, and lots more fun and more thrills, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. We got to get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Let's
Ciao,
go,
ciao.
Caps, even though I won't be at the game. Thank you.